Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTbase.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 23rd Commitments of Traders Report of 2023, and as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials positions. Of course, for those who are new to COT analysis, COTbase.com offers a lot of educational material, not only in written format, but we do have some very useful videos as well. These videos can guide you through the analysis process. We explain to you what the COT report is all about in COT Basics. We talk about the COT report and data type, COT change analysis, COT extreme analysis, and of course we are always here to answer any of your questions that you may have. We will look at the iCOT Intraday Indicator as usual on one of the markets that we look in our classic COT review. This will be the first market, the Euro British Pound, which as you can see is on top of our list with a 27% change in commercials net positions. We are of course analyzing the classic legacy COT data. They are of course newer COT report types. We are analyzing futures and options data combined. You have the option to switch to futures only or options only here at COTbase.com. So let's get to it. Euro British Pound, as I said, 27% change. Of course, red chart over here representing commercials net positions. You can see that it is actually a much greater than average change size. I'd say bronze metal, as you can see. It is a bullish COT change signal suggesting strengthening in the near term. It is coming at a good point in time. I have told you this before many times in the past that I do like COT change signals opposite to the trend that the market is in the the preceding 2-3 weeks. That is the case. I should mention that small speculators have changed their net positions quite rapidly, suddenly. But as I've told this to you before, if you are trading Euro British Pound, you should look at the Euro COT report and the British Pound COT report separately so that you can really understand what's going on in those markets. Those are much greater markets than the Euro British Pound in itself. If we switch to the 5 years chart, you can see that we are still closer to bearish COT extreme levels, which is something you should keep in mind. Small speculators on this 5 years chart you can see are actually relatively pessimistic. I mean, they're up 5,000 contracts net long, but they were much higher, 13,000 in the past. So again, I would consider that in itself more of a bullish signal. And if we move on to the iCOT Intraday Indicator, I can show you, this is a 4-hour candlestick chart, but you can see we're getting these green stripes. So it is correlating with the COT change signal, the bullish COT change signal. I would wait for a confirmation from AfterSignal. So confirmation, as you can see, we get a stripe signal and then it says buy. It's something I would definitely wait before taking any trades. And of course, we should not forget that we are in a downtrend. So sometimes it may be advantages if you're trading in the near term and you're using iCOT is putting a little bit more emphasis on trend following trades, and you can see that these sell signals have been pretty profitable throughout the past couple of weeks. And last but not least, let's open a 15-minute candlestick chart here. You can see that we are getting these bullish readings, so it is supporting what we have just witnessed from the classic COT review. Moving on to our next market, natural gas. Here we have a 23% change in commercials net positions. Of course, this based on a 52-week look back period. You can change that if you'd like. We find that a 1 year look back period is sufficient. This change, however, I would not consider it to be anything special. It's something I just move on. It is maybe a bit larger than average, but it's nothing unusual. 5 years chart, here we go. You can see that there's no extreme to talk about, so that's it. Not much to look at in natural gas. Now, another energy market, crude oil, the Brent crude oil, so not the WTI. Here we have a 23% change, but this is a bearish COT change signal. But again, nothing unusual, more or less average. So just move on. Here we do have a bit more bullish extreme, but I mean, it's again something you really want to look into. I would just pass on this one as well. Again, that's what you got to accept when you do CO2 analysis. So it's weekly data, and in many cases there's not much noise, not much excitement. These positioning of traders are, it takes quite a bit of time for them to get to an extreme. But I mean, if we look at large speculator COT extreme, so we order our markets in this table based on the largest extreme in large speculators positions, as we usually do, then of course it's easier to find these markets where we may have an opportunity. Now this is South African Rand. We have an all-time COT extreme, not only in large speculators, but also in commercials net positions. By the way, for those who are new to COT analysis, what does all-time mean? It means that in the entire history of COT data for South African Rand futures market, we have never ever seen commercials at roughly 20,000 contracts net long level and large speculators around 18,000 contracts net short. So that's what it means. Now these do tend to be in the market for a period of time before we see a major shift in the trend, but it is a more exciting picture to read because it does speak to a historical extreme. Feeder cattle, our next market, 289 report extreme in large speculators and an all-time in commercials net positions. We are of course not surprised to see a bearish extreme when the prices are so high. It's just a tendency. Feeder cattle, commercial participants are probably selling at these levels. They're locking in their profits. Speculators have been on the right side of the market for quite a bit of time, basically since February of 2023 net long. But how long can this continue, right? It's definitely a stress level that you should consider, and be cautious about how long you expect the price to go higher. The Euro British Pound we talked about, so we're going to jump over that. Livestock complex, so that's something for our subscribers. We basically take these market categories, currencies, energies, grains, livestock, and we combine the individual markets COT report into one combined sector data. And that's what we mean by complex. So it's a complex data of all the participant markets. So we're going to close off with cocoa, where we have 169 report extreme in commercials and large speculators. It is an unquestionable bearish COT extreme. We have not seen such an extreme for 3 years now. You can see what happened to the market at such an extreme. It signaled very well the top in the market, and of course you can see some more examples of bearish COT extremes pinpointing tops in this market. So that's what we have here. Again, this is a stress level analysis. It's not going to tell you exactly where the market is going to top. However, it does suggest that we should be expecting a top in the near term, a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, but it's coming for sure. At least that's what the report tells us. Nothing's for sure in trading, of course. You can download the charts. You can export the data if you're a COT Base Pro member. If you can also look at a individual market. We talked about the Euro British Pound, so let's look at that as an example. So here we have the Euro British Pound, and everything from the COT data is here. It is a very useful tool for those who like to go in depth in their COT analysis. You can of course chart anything. We do have those indicators we talked about. So the COT Base Pro, this is everything you get from the website, but you do have the ability to analyze everything on your NinjaTrader platform. The iCOT Intraday Indicator, of course the basic showing you the signals, and the iCOT with AfterSignal, filtering out a bunch of signals, helping you how to enter and exit the trade. These are all very useful tools as well. I hope you enjoyed this COT review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. We do appreciate those likes. We do appreciate you subscribing. And of course, we are also here by email. If you have any questions, info@cotbase.com. We will answer them. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next time. Bye.